guys, today we'll be making a super cute and curly Easter deco mesh wreath. What you will need, I have an 18-inch wreath ring, an adorable sign for the center, 6-inch deco mesh in 5 colors, Chanel stems, scissors or a rotary cutter, and a hot glue gun. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so first thing I've done is cut all of my mesh into 8-inch long pieces, and I have it separated by color, and I've cut my stems into thirds. I'm going to go with 5 different colors for this specific wreath. You have 2 options. You can roll your mesh into a cute little curl, or you can roll it at a diagonal. Both ways are cute, both ways are precious, but for this specific wreath, I'm going to roll my mesh into a cute little curl. And then I'm going to take my next piece, roll it in a cute little curl, and crisscross it over the first one. And I'm just going to repeat this same step for all 5 colors, making sure I crisscross them so that they're not overlapping and every color is nice and visible. I'm going to go with 5 pieces in each bundle. Again, you can go with more or less, whatever you prefer. But once you have your desired amount, you're going to scrunch it in the center. Take your stem and twist it a couple of times just to make sure it's nice and secure. And then you can flare it and fluff it out, and it looks so cute and precious. And then I'm going to go ahead and make my next bundle. So sometimes the order does not matter, but for this specific wreath, since I have so many different colors, I want to make sure that no color gets hidden away or lost in the shuffle. So I'm going to just go down the line. So I'm going to start with yellow, and then add a pink, and then the green, white, and blue, and then continue on that way. And then next time I'll start with pink, green, white, blue, and yellow, and so forth and so on. That way all of the colors are rotating out, and no color is always on the bottom and no color is always on the top. It's a nice balanced mixture. You don't have to do this step. It's just something that I wanted to do for this specific wreath, but sometimes I just pick the colors randomly and go from there. So once you have your next bundle, as you can see, they look completely different. So cute. So I'm just going to repeat the same steps, alternating the colors and making all of my bundles. I prefer to get all my bundles made first before placing it on the wreath ring, because I feel like it just makes the wreath making process that much faster. So you can see 3 different colors on top. It looks completely different. Alright, I'm going to get the rest of my bundles made. Now we're going to start placing it on the wreath ring. You have the option of placing it on the center ring. You can place it on the inner 2, outer 2. You can alternate all 3 rings. The possibilities are endless. For this specific wreath, I'm going to alternate with the outer 2 rings. So my first bundle I'm going to place on the outer ring. And then the next bundle I'm going to place on the center ring. And then I'm going to come back to the outer ring and center ring. So 4 bundles in each section, alternating outer, center, and then move on to the next section and repeat the same steps. Outer, center, all the way around my ring. 4 bundles usually makes a pretty decent sized wreath, but if you want it larger, poofier, thicker, then add more bundles to each section, add more mesh to each bundles. Just modify it to fit your needs. So this is what one section looks like. So cute and precious. This is what the back looks like. As you can see, it's alternating outer, center, and I'm just going to continue doing this all the way around my ring. Alright, it's looking so precious, and we are about halfway done. So cute and curly. Alright, let's continue on and finish up the wreath. Alright, so we have all the bundles in place. I'm just adjusting and fluffing and making sure I don't need to modify anything. But it looks so cute and precious already. You can definitely leave it like this, or you can add any additional embellishments. I'm going to go with an adorable sign in the center. So I'm going to cut off the top hanger, flip my sign over, twist 2 stems together to form one long stem for the top and one for the bottom. And then I'm going to hot glue it in place. Since this is a larger wreath, there will be more space in the center. I'm raising my top stem a little higher than normal because I want to be able to hide it in my wreath, as opposed to having it further down towards the center. Then more of the stem will show. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about once we start placing it on our wreath ring. But let's go ahead and get these stems glued in place so we can add this sign to our center. Alright, so I'm snugly placing my sign in the center. I'm just going to push the mesh aside, take my stem, twist it around the ring a couple of times just to make sure it's nice and secure, and then replace my mesh. And I'm going to repeat this step for all 4 stems. And this is what I was referring to earlier about the top stem. So if it were lower down on my sign, then more of the stem would be visible. But since I decided to raise my stem a little higher towards the ears, then I can place my stems and use the mesh to hide the extra stem as opposed to it being visible once I've completely attached it to my wreath. Again, it's not a huge deal, but I just wanted to do it to kind of keep that space open and there's not any stems sticking out or anything like that. And once you have that secured, you are all done. So cute, simple, and easy to make. Modify the color, the style, add in any additional embellishments you prefer.